Good morning, America. My name is Danny. I'm a 50-year-old American. This is my show, Danny's Pit. Thank you for joining. And if you like the show, don't forget to hit like, follow, and share it off to like-minded people. Thank you for being here. So anyway, here's how I start my show. Topic of today's pit will be division. I spend a lot of my day, unfortunately, I don't have much to do. I spend a lot of my day watching news clips and just clips from things going on, mostly in America, but around the world too. And this is nothing new to anybody under the sun right now, but I'm getting struck with this feeling. There's just too much division. And I'm just going to speak on America right now because that's where we live, where I live anyway. There's just too much division. People will find any reason, in the world to disagree with other people. It's kind of funny. There was an old episode of Star Trek where they went to this planet and, half the people had white paint on this side and black paint on this side, and the other half of people had it, but the reverse, and they were warring, and Captain Kirk kind of comes down and tells them, you're all the same. I understand why we have division, but I think it's because we're being just severely misled by everybody. For example, last night I rewatched this movie called Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Pretty good movie, actually. And I think that every single person, and again, I don't blindly follow Trump or anything like that. I like about 85% of what he's doing, and the rest is, to me, is questionable at best. But it's what we got, and to me, better than the alternative, right? But for everybody that wants to say they want to move to another country or they want to get out of here because it's not safe anymore with Trump in office, go move to Sierra Leone. Watch the movie Blood Diamond. 1 minute you're in a village fishing, everything's fine, and then jeeps full of rebels carrying AK-47s come in and just start unaliving everybody, trying to take over the government there. And it's just this conflict, this war. That is living unsafely. In my opinion, the only people that should be worried about being unsafe in America with Trump as our president are people that are here illegally anyway. And again, I have nothing against immigrants. I ran my DNA and, I'm from immigrants, but, from a long time ago. But I'm all for it, man. And, come on over. You just got to go the right way. You got to come through the right port. You got to be vetted. We need to know who you are, and so forth. And if you just want to be an American and come to America and prosper and enjoy in everything that we have, you should have no problem wanting to do it the right way. Hell, that's the only way, to get ahead in here. So yeah, when you think that it ain't safe here, watch Blood Diamond or anything that's even remotely like that. Down my list here, Republican, Democrat, the ongoing name calling and TDS and Snowflake and all this other stuff. I'm guilty of doing it too. If you watch some of my older shows, I've had a lot of fun doing it. Again, which is probably why I took a break on this show to rethink things. What I would like to see happen is, can't we just agree on what's right and what's best for America? Do the people that hate Trump, are they really that pro illegal immigrant, especially the gang member type, the trafficking type, the criminal element that they're getting over here? Like I've always said, you guys call for open borders. Some of these people, they call for open borders and all this, and I always ask the question, do you lock your front door? It's the same thing. Some people, and this happened in Trump's first term. Trump would come out and say, I'm for oxygen, and half the country would start breathing car exhaust, just to spite him, I guess, and the people that voted for him. I guess that's our right and freedoms here, but that's a really crappy way of using them. And these news sources, it's not just CNN and MSNBC and the rest that are spinning stuff out of control. If you spend enough time watching it, unfortunately, like I do, our side, when I say our side, I lean conservative, our side does the same thing to us. Jesse Waters on Fox the other day, they ran this clip of all these news anchors saying the same sentence. Well, I caught them all saying, now that we know how the sausage is made, and like 25, I don't know, something like that, news anchors in Fox, all saying the same thing. So, their side gaslights them, our side gaslights us. And we're just dumb, and we move around, and we just, at the end of the day, we just want cheaper gas, cheaper eggs, and for our dollar to go a little further. That's basically it. And yet there's all this division, And I'm really worried about this. I always say his name wrong, and I'm not doing it to be disrespectful. I think it's Carmelo Anthony, and that stabbed that football player. I don't know the details of the case. So I ain't going to speak on it. But I know this. It ain't going to end well if history is the teacher on this. Should the verdict not come down the way certain groups of people, and I'm not referring to color. There's people of all colors in these groups. One moment here. This stuff drives me crazy. They're going to be flipping out. And it's not just Americans of African descent. There's going to be all kinds of races flipping out over this if it doesn't go the right way, which is wrong. If he's found, by a jury of his peers guilty in the eyes of the law, we should just accept it. And if he's found not guilty, same thing. It's out of our hands. That's why we have these judges and these lawyers and everything, and a jury and everything else to figure that stuff out. And, at the end of the day, guys, we all have so much in common. Probably a lot more in common than we have in difference if we just lose our egos and pride, which brings me to the last bit here. And this one really, I'm a Christian, so this one really strikes home. The division of God, no God. I get on these threads sometimes and read them, and I can understand not believing in God. I can totally understand somebody that does that because they read scientific books or they read these conspiracy books or whatnot. So, I can understand that. But what I don't understand is the hatred some people have towards even just the topic of God. He doesn't exist. You're praying to your invisible sky daddy. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ and God, guys. And he's real. He's as real as anything. Evolution has been debunked 1,000 times. And you can leave comments on this. That's fine. But I want to know, if you're going to leave a comment pro-evolution, prove to me one thing. Whenever in the history of anything has a bird become a snake to survive? Or a dog became a cat to survive? That's not evolution. Evolution is the dog grew thicker hair, longer fangs, shorter fangs. Things like that. The bird's wings got a little longer, got a little shorter to adapt to their environments. But never in the history of anything did a bird turn into a chipmunk. So what I'm getting at is a fish has never turned into a human. And we didn't evolve from apes or monkeys, because if we did, there wouldn't be apes or monkeys right now. And I hope you stayed to the end, because that's where I'm going to end it right here. I ran this one a little long. But give it some real thought, guys. I don't want to see anybody perish forever. And I'm not in control of it. And I'm not a judge. I'm a filthy sinner like everybody else. I just try to repent and pray and just go, like Jesus says, go and sin no more. And we sin every day. So it's a constant thing. But that's what happens when you have a relationship with Christ. So anyway, I'll end it on that. Hope I didn't turn any of you guys off. I hope I turned some of you on to the show. So with all that being said, man, stay vigilant, America. Keep looking forward, but once in a while look behind you, and don't listen to the nonsense, man. We're born with moral law in our hearts and in our minds, so you know what's right from wrong. So God bless each and every one of you, and I mean that. Stay safe, stay healthy, be safe, be healthy. Call somebody you love, go get somebody you love a hug. Tomorrow's not promised. And God bless these wonderful and beautiful United States of America that we're lucky as hell to be living in. It's going to get better. It's already getting better. I've been saying that for years. I just wish these gas prices would hurry up and start coming down. So anyway, that being said, I'll be back to the platform and allow it. Until that time comes, stay tuned. Pit members, you rock. If you just joined me, you rock. And all the rest of you guys, you already know. Catch you next time. Thank you.